Europe, the cradle of Western civilization. For centuries, it was the heartbeat of the world, the place where history was written, where empires were born, and where the modern world was shaped. But as we stand here in February 2026, the old world is facing a crisis that no amount of tourism or historical prestige can hide. Behind the beautiful cathedrals, the cozy cafes, and the luxury of Paris and Rome, a silent catastrophe is unfolding. Europe is literally dying. While the global conversation is focused on the tech wars between America and China, the European continent is losing a war against its own biology. For the first time in recorded history, there are now more people over the age of 65 than there are children under 15 in almost every major European nation. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Relo Profit channel. Today, we're going to dive deep into this demographic collapse and analyze why the old world is becoming too old to survive. We're looking at the cold, hard math, from the pension systems that are on the verge of total bankruptcy to the tax traps designed to squeeze the few young people left. If you are a high-skilled professional, an investor, or someone looking for a place to build long-term wealth, you need to understand why a continent of retirees might be the worst possible place for your future. Let's look at the brutal reality of Europe in 2026. Let's start with the most basic building block of any superpower: birth rates. To keep any society stable, you need a replacement rate of at least 2.1 children per woman. In 2026, major European powers like Italy, Spain, Greece, and Germany have seen their rates plummet to staggering lows of 1.2 or 1.3. This isn't just a minor dip, it's a biological collapse. But why is this happening? It's not that people don't want families, it's that Europe has made it financially suicidal to have them. In major European hubs, the cost of living has outpaced wage growth for over a decade. In cities like Madrid or Milan, youth unemployment is hovering at record highs, and the few young people with jobs can't afford an apartment larger than a shoebox. When a one-bedroom flat in a mid-tier city costs 60% of a young worker's salary, a family isn't just a dream, it's an economic impossibility. People are waiting until their late 30s just to achieve financial stability. And by the time they are ready, the biological window is closing. A society without children is a society with no future customers, no future workforce, and no future innovators. Europe is effectively signing its own death warrant, 1 year at a time. Now, let's talk about the Relo profit angle, because this is where it hits your wallet directly. Europe's famous social safety nets, the universal healthcare, the early retirements, the generous pensions are all built on a massive demographic pyramid scheme. These systems rely on a vast base of young, healthy workers to fund the lifestyles of the elderly. But in 2026, that pyramid has flipped upside down. We now have a shrinking number of workers trying to support a ballooning population of retirees. The result is a fiscal drag that is killing ambition. Governments across the EU are being forced to hike taxes to astronomical levels just to prevent their pension funds from going under. In countries like France, Belgium, or Germany, a high-earning professional can expect to lose nearly 50% of their income before it even hits their bank account. You're effectively working 4 days out of every 5 just to fund the healthcare and retirement of a generation that already owns all the real estate and has lived through the continent's most prosperous years. It is the largest transfer of wealth in human history, from the young and ambitious to the old and retired. When your population gets old, your entire economy loses its edge. Older populations are naturally more risk-averse. They don't start disruptive tech companies. They don't invest in volatile new industries like AI or advanced robotics. They want stability, safety, and protection. This is why, in 2026, Europe has become a desert for innovation. While the United States is leading the world in AI, semiconductors, and space exploration, Europe is busy writing regulations for technologies they didn't even invent. If you look at the top 10 tech companies in the world today, how many of them are European? The answer is 0. The silver tsunami has created a political class that is terrified of change. They prioritize regulation over growth because their primary voting base is retirees who want to protect what they already have. For a high-skilled designer or an AI automation expert, Europe is a museum. It's a beautiful place to spend a summer, but it is a graveyard for your career. The ceiling for your earnings is capped by a culture that values the past far more than the future. So, what is the final verdict for the old world? Unless there is a massive, unprecedented shift in immigration policy, tax reform, and family support, Europe is on a fast track to becoming a high-tax, low-growth tourist park for the rest of the world. It will remain safe, it will remain beautiful, but it will no longer be a place where fortunes are made. If you are young, if you are talented, and if you want to maximize your profit and your impact on the world, you have to ask yourself a hard question. Do you want to be the one who pays for Europe's retirement, or do you want to be where the growth is? In 2026, the math doesn't lie. Europe is getting older, but it definitely isn't getting richer. The American reality of resilience and innovation is leaving the European dream in the dust. What do you think? Can Europe survive this demographic winter? Or is the collapse inevitable? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching Relo Profit, and I'll see you in the next one.